Hello everybody and welcome back. We are live here. It is MAC 2024 and it's Tuesday. You know where we are. It is green and this stand looks absolutely fantastic. Of course, it is Sodic. Wow.
This is actually the second biggest stand here at MAC this week. Get yourself here to the NEC. We're in Birmingham. MAC 2024 happening all week. But if you can't, then of course, like you're doing now, you can watch us on this live stream. We're streaming on YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram. You can visit the website and watch there. Streaming to over 200,000 people today. I know yesterday was a real success as well. We had loads of people tune in and engage. And of course, if you've got any comments, a shout out or questions about some of the technology you're going to see here from Soditech, then put them in whichever forum you're watching on.
So I have got my phone here, so if there's any messages that you want to send in, all I need to do is refresh it simply, and then the message will come in. So if you've got any questions whilst we're talking on the live streams, then message in and we'll get back to you. And it's great because I know you're watching, but when you're interviewing, say, Connor later, if you've got a question about the machine, that will come through, then we can interview Connor.
Absolutely. I mean, we're going to be looking at a high-speed machining centre shortly. We're going to be looking at an injection moulding machine. And we're also going to be looking at an AL60G with automation. I'm going to be doing that with Connor, and then of course you're going to catch up with Peter.
I am. I'm going to catch up with Peter. We're going to talk about the Sodic machines and also Soditech, who is of course the dealer in the UK for these machines. I'll find out how business is, what's up, and maybe a sneak peek into what they've got coming up in the future that actually I don't think many people know about. So I'm going to try and tease it out.
How was yesterday for you? I noticed you got your trainers on today.
I know. I wore my trainers yesterday. Well, it's MAC, isn't it? So, you know,
I think I'm going to wear mine tomorrow. These shoes, it's taking its toll on my back, the bottom of my back.
Oh no, it's Tuesday already. This is a nightmare. You can't be like this on Tuesday already.
Well, luckily on this stand, although it's the second biggest stand here at MAC, there's 3 machines we're going to look at, and they're all in very close proximity. Lots of excitement to come.
I'm going to walk round with you. So I've done a lot of case studies for Sodic over the last, I'd say, year or so. I've gone abroad with this company. And they've launched a new product, haven't they, to market, which is very different to, well, not different, but it's a different market to what they've ever done before, haven't they?
It is, and in fact, I'm not the man to tell you about it, so I'm going to give you a microphone.
Shall I just show it?
With Connor.
Cheers. So
shortly you'll be able to catch Lindsay talking to Peter Cap, but in the meantime, Connor, welcome to the live stream.
Good morning.
How's MAC for you?
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah.
So yesterday was steady.
Yeah.
Finned out in the afternoon, but no, it was good for a Monday.
So we caught you early here on Tuesday, which is good because I'm sure it's going to be very busy here on the stand. Before we look at some of the other machines, because we're not going to put too much of a focus on the VN range, although I would like you to just give us 20 seconds on this VN range and one of the promotions that you're doing for people that are visiting the show.
Brilliant, Paul. So the VN is our new launch of the machine. We launched it at EMO, the last exhibition in Europe, and now we're doing the UK launch here. So it's been shown for the first time at the show. VN 600Q, so this is our sort of entry-level machine in the market, so, you know, very competitive pricing.
Why have you done that, though? When you talk about entry-level, what does that mean to you and what does it mean to users?
You know, you're buying a really good, high-quality product, so you're buying that Sodic quality at a very competitive, aggressive price point.
OK, and then tell our audience about the promotion if people come to the show.
Yeah, so with any machine purchase in April, there's a bit of a MAC special we're offering. With the wire and the sparkers, we're offering a consumables package. So with the sparkers, you're going to get your oil and your filters included. And with a wire machine, we're going to get 40 hours worth of consumables. 6 months worth of consumables based on a 40-hour working week.
Okay,
so that's wire, filters, resin, conductivity pieces.
So if the machine wasn't enough, then that is...
You've got a little sweetener on top as well, yeah. That's
okay, great. That's a promotion here from Soditech and Sodic on the VN range. Now, Connor, come with me, because... one of the things I think that people may not associate with your brand and your company is high-speed milling.
Correct.
Okay. So for me, I'm clearly quite familiar because I've worked with you for some time. But maybe you could talk us through this machine that's on show here, because for me, this should be very interesting for our audience to see that you actually are in this market.
Yeah, that's it. So this is a UK debut for this machine. So this is the UK launch, the UX450. So high-speed milling machine, so we're talking 40,000 RPM spindle, you know, axis acceleration of 2G. So it's real you know, real fast,
When
real
I
clean,
look at
real
it,
smooth.
and I know the camera's pointing, it's so graceful in its movements, isn't it?
It is,
You
yeah.
just watch so smooth.
I mean, that's just that,
glides.
that's that linear motor technology for you there in action, really.
Okay, so
that-
it's linear motors.
that's
Where
it.
are the linear motors on this
So
machine?
linear motors on all axes on this machine, X, Y, and Z. Yeah,
Okay.
so it's all about being able to move that axis around quickly and accurately, which is what we're known for.
And you've got this kind of bridge type construction here, which gives
Correct.
you
It's just
the
that-
stability and the
Yeah,
rigidity.
it's a very
that you need.
rigid design, which when you're really going for those high-end surface finishes and
Yeah.
tolerances, this is the sort of builder machine you
Well,
need.
let's look around the side here, because this is quite unusual as well on a machining
Yeah,
set.
it
We've
is.
got a door at the front, then we've got a door at the side here too.
So we've got the side loading, so this is really for being automation ready. So this could sit in a robot cell alongside many other machines. This could be manufacturing electrodes, parts, whatever you want. It's just there, it's ready to go.
Okay, now what I want to try and do, and which we always try and do on our streams, is identify the reasons for purchasing a machine like this. What tasks I should say, can it eliminate? So for me, what would spark someone's interest in this?
Really?
And excuse the pun
I
when I
mean-
say spark,
That's
because
it.
it's not a spark.
No, it ain't. Funny looking sparker, isn't it? No, but really, I mean, when you're going for something like what I'm holding in my hand now, so that's a piece of hardened Stavac, so we're talking 56
If we keep
Rockwell.
lift it up a
Yeah,
little
I'll
bit.
lift it up there so you can
Yeah.
see it. So really, when you look at that, it's a bit grubby from the fingers, but that's a real high polished surface finish. Now, with a shape like that, with all the little facets on, you couldn't hand polish that and keep the accuracy. So that's really where this machine sits
And
at a
how
good
do
point in
you
the
get a
market.
surface finish like that? Is it down to speed?
Yeah, it's down to speed, and obviously it's down to cutting tools as well. So that's gone over with a diamond cutter to generate that form. Very small step overs, but very high axis feed, which you couldn't do that on a conventional milling machine.
What about grinding as well? That's something to me I look at.
Yeah,
Again,
so
is there a possibility
Really,
that this
with
machine...
the accuracy of this machine, and the
if
way
you
we
want to
can
step
move the
back so the
axis
camera can
around,
see,
sorry.
if you just step over this way,
Yeah.
Connor, then you can... So this, when
We
it comes
could-
to grinding...
We can use this machine to replace a conventional jig grinding process because it is just that accurate. So,
Okay.
it's a real high-end product. We're really at the top of the pyramid.
Yeah, I mean, you do have a machining centre within your portfolio already, but this is...
We do, yeah. So this is the new upgraded version.
What about the software that you've got on here?
Few changes to the software, mainly being the tool measurement that we've got. So now we're using a camera, and that basically inspects the profile of the cutting tool as well as the run out, so we can negate for all of that.
Oh, hang on, so you're using a camera to do
We
it?
are, yeah. So you've got optical inspection of the tool. So not only are you checking length, we're also checking form of the cutter also.
And in your opinion then, that's better than traditional methods?
It is. It's with a laser, really, the spot diameter is crucial. So if you've got a Blum laser, generally less than a 0.6 cutting tool, you can struggle to get accurate measurements down to microns. When you take a camera, that cutting tool could be 0.1 of a millimetre, and we'd still be able to hold tolerance within 2 microns.
Wow. Okay. Any questions on this? Get them into the chat, and Lindsay will look at those shortly. This way,
Over
Connor.
to the
So
next one.
we talked about machining centre. Now let's look at, and again, I'm sure our viewers will be familiar with your spark erosion
Correct.
machines. We've got the AL60G here, linear drive motor machine. But what's different here and what you're showing is this whole cell.
Correct, yeah. So, we've got the AL60G, which is one of our core, best-selling products that we have, just because it's, reliability, its accuracy, it's a fantastic sparker. We've coupled that with an ERC80 and also a CMM as one cell.
So what's happening here from start to finish? We've got the camera now on the CMM. What would you be measuring in there?
So the CMM is being used for setting all the presets on the electrode. So rather than the operator doing that on the machine and there being downtime on the machine, it's being done on the CMM. So what we've got is a nice flow of the process. So we've got no downtime on the machine as such, and the setup's happening offline.
Okay, so you're basically taking the electrodes are here. The main purpose of this CMM is, in this instance, for the
it's
electrodes.
going to be checking the electrodes.
But could you be using this to check parts
You
too?
could, yeah. You could have this to, check either the electrodes as they come off the machine or the part as well, so you can inspect it. And then let's say it's slightly undersized, we could put it back up and re-machine.
Okay, so if we move backwards towards the machine, because some of my questions and curiosity on this would be that machines like this generally have lots of unmanned running hours in them anyway, because parts can take
They do.
5, 10, 20 hours to spark. So you're just after even greater gains in that area, is that right?
You are. So, I mean, you know, especially with mould tool making, for example, really on the machine you could have a 6-station tool changer, maybe a 12-station, but with some complex tooling, you may be using 20, 30, 40 electrodes, hence why you have the robot, because you can store up to 73 in there. And then, really, it's the setup time. So if you were setting up 73 electrodes, that would mean somebody probing them on the machine, and that's time that the machine's not active.
That's a massive amount of time.
Yeah, it could be hours and hours.
Yeah,
so really, by doing that offline, having the robot feeding it, you've just got purely lights out production 24/7.
Okay, so this solution here is capable of housing not only the parts, but it's housing the electrodes.
Correct,
as well. How's the methodology work between the communication, making sure the parts right, the electrodes right, what's taken out, what's putting in? It's all seems...
The crazy thing is, from the way we have this set up, the operator would never touch the machine tool at all. All the setup is done on the CMM and on the job management system, and that runs the entire cell.
Wow, okay, so seamless communication.
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. Connor, your knowledge is brilliant. Every time we interview you, I'm sure our audience really appreciate some of the points you put across on camera. Thank you very much. I'm going to take that mic and meet the other Connor, where we're going to actually talk about what happens, let's say when you made a tool, you would then put it on an injection moulding machine. Connor.
Good morning, how are you?
Yeah, I'm very well. Yourself?
Good, not so bad.
If you could just lift the mic up so people
Absolutely,
can hear you,
no problem
you've
at
got a
all.
lot to tell us, and
Just
people want to hear it.
We'll try and squeeze it in.
The third machine we're talking about here is an injection moulding machine then from Sodic, because for me, today we've looked at machines that maybe you wouldn't associate with the company on the machining centre, and this too. Talk us through this machine, Connor, and what we've got here.
So the Sodic injection moulding machine, we come in two ranges. This is the hybrid hydraulic, the GL30 series. This series goes from 30 up to 250 tonnes. Essentially, the exciting end that people see is the clamp unit. It's a clean, lubrication-free clamp unit that is a very low-energy system because it's direct locking. But that, strangely enough, isn't the most interesting part of the machine. The feature of all Sodics is the V-line injection system. And in the V-line injection system, what we've done is we have decoupled the injection and the material preparation or metering section.
So this is where the material comes in, and this is...
Correct. So in here we have the granules coming in and then prepared in the metering section. It is then forced down into the injection plunger section. So we have decoupled or separated the two processes of injection moulding. And in doing that, we've managed to improve accuracy and repeatability because of the nature of this system. We have improved the maintenance of the quality of the material, far less degradation. Along with that, we have improved the performance of the machine in terms of injection speed and pressure, both high speed and high pressure, but then our famous linear drive system for controlling valving, which means we get supreme accuracy and shot-to-shot repeatability.
Okay, well, this is quite interesting for me because this is a technology we don't look at that commonly.
Yes.
What are the most important aspects, and you've probably mentioned them, that people are looking at when it comes to a machine like this?
Yes.
Because these things run for hours and hours
They
and hours.
run continuously 24/7. So number one is repeatability. We're basically dosing a small quantity of plastic into a cavity, and for metrology, measurement reasons, we need to make sure that's exactly the same amount of plastic at the exact same speed and pressure. And that guarantees dimensional stability. When we're looking at parts like this, these little micro parts, they're expanded here on this image. Right. These are incredibly small components, so we have to fill these cavities incredibly quickly.
What is this dimension?
This I think we're 0.65 of a millimetre by 8 millimetres long, with 0.035 differentiation here between the core elements.
And what's the tolerance that you would be
Tolerance on
holding
that would be, I'm guessing, about 5 microns, plus minus 5 microns. And that would be quite generous on these components. We'd probably be looking to get down to about plus minus 2 microns.
And I'm guessing you'd be making millions of these.
This machine would be planned to run endlessly, probably stop for a service every 6 weeks.
Right.
But we need to be able to maintain, and it is maintaining cavity pressure and injection speed and maintain, and this is what this machine does. Along with this, in a lot of engineering materials, a common problem with this kind of application is gassing, outgassing from the material. This machine, in the way it processes, has a very low outgas footprint, which reduces the service intervals on the tool and maintains product quality for longer.
Okay, Connor, is this clearly is your main product? This is what you
This
sell?
is what I look after, yes.
Okay, and the market for this in the UK?
The market primarily is the medical and electronics, but I don't want to restrict. It is wherever there is a requirement for a tight dimensional tolerance, or where you're dealing with a particularly gassy an outgassing type material like some of the engineering polymers, where I've come across many examples of thin-walled engineering type materials where conventional machines really struggle, and this machine takes it in its stride.
And you look at something like this, I mean, this is the GL30, but they go much bigger.
Yeah, we're up to 2. So the 30 denotes the clamp force, the amount of tonnage we use to clamp. So this machine goes from 30 tons up to 250 tons in this range, and we also have the MS range, which is the all-electric range. The hybrid hydraulic is a particularly fast machine in terms of response time and accuracy.
Brilliant. Connor, thank you very much for your time. If you've got any questions that you want to ask, then put them in the chat now, and we'll get, or Lindsay will be looking at those shortly. Connor, thank you very much for your time. If I can take that microphone off you, you did a grand job.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, so it's machining centres, it's spark machines with automation, and also injection moulding technology. That's just some of the things that you can see here on the Soditech stand here at MAC 2024. I'm going to pass this microphone over to Lindsay and one over to Peter. I'm going to leave you with these guys, and I'll catch you before the end of the stream. Here you go. Peter, nice to see you.
Paul, thank you very much.
Hey, okay. So you've been informed about some of the machines on the stand, but I'm going to talk to Peter now. Peter is the CEO of Sodic Europe and the Managing Director of Soditech in the UK. So I'm going to cover both areas here. Peter, my first question to you is, are you busy?
Well, I've been doing this for 40 years and we've never been so busy.
Really?
It really is just unbelievable. In both companies, to be quite honest. Particularly the UK at the moment.
So what is it? Why do you think that is? Because you went on the radio, didn't you, yesterday?
I did.
So tell us what you were saying.
Yeah, well, I kind of contradicted the interviewer about the market being down, or the UK economy being down. Well, it isn't. Soditech, we've just had our best quarter for 25 years.
Really?
Yeah. It's unreal.
So what is it? What maybe like what industries then is it that are buying that?
Well, particularly at the moment, it's aerospace and medical.
Yes.
And of course, a little bit of defence.
Yes.
Which has helped. But aerospace is absolutely booming.
We're hearing that actually across other stands. So there's definitely the same industries that people are talking about. It all interconnects, doesn't it? All the machines.
It does, but you've also got to remember that aerospace is also trying to manufacture a more economical engine.
Yes, of course, like cars.
Just as we are trying to do it with cars.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
They're doing exactly the same thing.
So what's the main headline that you want from people, when you're visiting the stand, that you want them to take away from visiting? And may I say this stand looks unbelievable. It does. It's incredible. And you've got that beautiful branding. We went out to EMO. It's a similar branding, and it just looks so professional, the finish of everything. But what is it that you want people to take away from visiting your stand?
Well, first of all, it's about corporate image.
Yes.
So we're trying to portray Sodic as a worldwide company, which they are. They're on the stock market, and so that's what our designers stand, and that's what that's all about. As far as the stand is concerned, here at Sodic, what we try to do is to show the next generation machines, not the ones that we've been selling for the last 3 or 4 years, but the ones that are coming next, because everybody wants or is looking at their electricity bills.
Yeah, you'll agree with that.
And here at Sodic, what we've done, we've designed 2 types of machines, which are our EDM machine and our wire machine, and they are using 30% less electricity than the previous generation.
You've got to move forward, haven't you? You've got to move and develop it.
Well, not only that, but we've now installed solar panels in the office in Warwick.
Yes.
So we have 500 panels on the roof at Warwick. We now generate our own electricity, which gives us enough power to run the factory, plus charge the 42 electric cars that we run with our service team and our sales team. You
know what? For me, I hear that, and it's where we're trying to head, but people aren't quite there yet. But you're there. You're there. You're doing it, and you're proving it in-house and externally.
But that's only because of the vision of Sodic.
Yeah.
We're always looking forward. We're always looking forward to that next generation, which is what we have to do.
Would you say, and I think I wrote it down here, you're the leaders of technology and developments then? Is that your ultimate goal?
Most definitely in EDM, yes.
Yes.
Most definitely. And also in machining centres now, with probably the next machine at Jim Toff is going to be the 5-axis milling machine.
Oh, is this
where we're cutting to within 2 to 3 micron.
Wow.
So that is the next generation.
Does everyone know about this?
No, they don't.
Is this a
And
kind
maybe
of
I
launch?
shouldn't have mentioned it, but, there
a
we
little
go.
bit of there's a teaser for you there. Just to kind of finish off as well, before I ask you one more question after this. Soditech UK. So Soditech UK are the dealers in the UK to provide Sodic machines. How are you doing with that?
Well, we've been doing that for 33 years this
Yes.
September. As I said, it's the best quarter we've had for 25 years.
Incredible.
We've increased the staff. We've increased the staff all around the company. We've now got a marketing team. We've got a HR team, which most companies now have to have.
Yeah, yeah.
We've increased the sales force. And just generally, with our marketing, we've gone electronic marketing, as you well know,
Yes,
which
yes,
has,
of
which
course
has
we
helped
do.
us a lot.
Yeah, we've done some fantastic. We've been so privileged at MTD CNC to do some case studies with yourselves across Europe and in the UK, of course, and they are fantastic. You know, the cameraman here will agree because Chris has been on them. He's nodding his head. They are wonderful.
Well, we've got more to do.
Well, there you go.
As I told you, we've got a lovely story in Turkey to do. We've got a great story at Iroa to do in Switzerland.
Yes,
We've just installed 2 more Sodics. So let's just continue.
I've got a good feeling about this. Now, Mac, do you enjoy it? Be honest.
To be honest, no. No, I don't.
No, but you do it.
It's the chance when all the customers come to see us instead of us having to go to see the customer.
I often say
That's
that.
a nice thing. And being a local lad,
Yes.
I don't have to travel very far.
No, and you've got all the evenings out planned, have you?
I have. Are you coming?
Yes, that's fine. I'll answer that. Absolutely, yes. Okay.
No, I'm taking 42 dealers for a Birmingham cultural evening in the middle of Birmingham on Wednesday. We've got
Oh,
18 countries.
Are we going to have some sore heads the next day, do you think?
I hope not.
Yeah. Maybe from some people, but not
Yes,
yourself.
maybe not.
Right, brilliant. Thank you so much, Peter.
Thank
And
you, Lizzie.
it's a wonderful stand. It really is.
Thank you very much.
So, okay, here we go.
Thank you very much.
Right, let's just head round this corner here. Paul, did you learn a lot?
Loads, absolutely loads.
Yes.
I had the cameraman telling me in the background as well that he filmed those videos that are on that screen.
He did.
He should be concentrating on the camera work, not worrying about the work that he's previously done.
Peter's just told me we did a job out in, I believe, Switzerland, but it was called Innertech. I keep remembering the company's name, and it's a watch-making company. And Peter said he watched this video, and we're blessed to have produced it, and he said he watched that video, and he keeps on watching it, and he says it gets better every time. But honestly, the footage that we took of some of these components and the detail of some of the best watches this planet has ever seen.
So it had nothing to do with the cameraman.
He's not happy about that. His face is like, But some of the detail that these machines can produce on these watches are unbelievable. And you can imagine how tiny those components are. And, you know, he talks about the medical industry having a huge upturn. It's a really exciting time for this company and this brand.
Absolutely,
it really is.
absolutely. Before we close off this stream, I just want to ask Connor to tell us once again, before we finish, the promotion that Soditech are doing here at the event. Because, Connor, just again tell our audience, if they come here this week and they're interested in one of the VN machine,
that's
what's
it.
happening?
So any of the machines we've got on the stands, we've got that April promotion and that promotion. So any purchases in April are covered with this consumable.
And what do they get? What do they get?
So with a wire machine, you're going to get 6 months worth of consumables based on 40 operational hours in the week. And then with the die sinker, you're going to get your oil and your filters.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Connor.
Brilliant.
If you want to hand that back to Lindsay, we'll finish the stream. You did a
It's
great
like a
job
baton.
technically as well. If you've got any questions, do put them in the stream and we will get to answer them. We'll get Connor to answer them.
Absolutely. It's a wonderful company, and do come onto this stand when you visit MAC.
Yeah, I've just jumped across you there, sorry.
you
But I was
go
going to
on,
say,
you
keep
do
tuned. Over 200,000 people watching our streams this week. And whether you're watching YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, we're on as well. And, of course, LinkedIn and on our website. We'll be streaming throughout the rest of today, tomorrow, Thursday and Friday. We've got a live podcast at 4 o'clock in the afternoon every day where we'll be inviting... You're hosting today, yeah. We'll be inviting guests, exhibitors, as well as people that are visiting the show. So if you can't make it here to the NEC, then, of course, you can see it all across our channel.
Yeah, it's busy.